In this market, there is a lot of noise. There is a lot of things distracting you, whether it be promos absolutely taking off, or a new set, new Phantasmal Flames UPC, or whatever it may be. Didn't mean to make that rhyme, but anyways. There are a lot of things that are distracting you, and also there are a lot of items that are constantly going up. So what it feels like is that anything is going up, and it feels a bit weird because it's like Paradox Rift is going up, 151 is going up, Temporal Forces, Prismatic, it's all a blur, they're all doing well. Well, here's the thing. Today I'm going to be talking about something a lot of people don't actually realize and don't really take into consideration whenever they buy sets. They sort of just blindly buy it, or they just buy something that, whether it be cheap or expensive, they just buy it sort of without thinking about it. Maybe they'll give it a small think, but they don't really do much of a deep analysis. So I'm going to be talking about an item and a specific set that is way different from all of them. All the other sets are in a world of their own, but this set is different. So I'm going to talk about it. Okay, so you look at Paradox Rift, it takes off. You look at Surging Sparks, it takes off. You look at Scar and Violet Base, so all these sets and they take off, and you think like, oh, cool, all right, they're doing really, really well. Well, what if I were to tell you that there's a bit of a catch? Well, here's the catch. All of these sets are doing really, really well. However, you need to really think about the print waves, because at the end of the day, a set will always do well, but also if a set doesn't have a lot of demand, Pokemon simply won't reprint it. A lot of people ask me, they're like, Sam, do you think Pokemon's going to reprint Prismatic ETBs? That was the big thing. People would say, oh, do you think they're going to reprint Prismatic ETBs? Yeah, no shit. Why would they not? Obviously, they're going to reprint Prismatic ETBs. Like, that's a bit of a dumb question. And the reason why it's a dumb question is because it has a lot of demand. Pokemon don't short print something because why not? They don't short print it because they want to keep the market stirred up. No, they short print it because there's not enough to demand, and it's not really a designed set. I'll give Obsidian Flames as a great example. Obsidian Flames is a set that when it came out, it was just dead. There was nothing there. The top chase was no more than $50. The other cards inside were absolutely dead. Everything about it was dead. It was on a fire sale. Everything was being absolutely fire sold. You couldn't sell it for the life of you. Obsidian Flames was genuinely so dead. So what did Pokemon do? They just didn't print it. They were like, all right, yeah, it doesn't have a lot of demand. We're not going to reprint it. But then you got Paldea Evolved, a really solid set, a nice Shinji Kanda artwork inside. You got a couple Gen 1 Pokemon. Okay, cool. So then Pokemon went ahead and went, all right, we're reprinting that because that has demand. However, did you notice that even though Paldea Evolved has 2, 3, 4 times the printing that Obsidian Flames does, it's actually more expensive, and the reason is because it has more of a demand. Now, what happens is all of these sets is almost like a blur, right? You look at it and you go like, oh man, Paldea Evolved is a little bit better than Obsidian Flames, so it's a little bit more expensive. No, it's actually a lot more better than Obsidian Flames because it got like 3 to 4 times more printing than Obsidian Flames, yet it remains king. Same goes to Rebel Clash. You look at Rebel Clash and you go, oh man, it's doing really, really good, nice. Yeah, it is doing really, really good. It's actually on par, pretty similar pricing with Astral Radiance. However, which one got way less printing? It was Rebel Clash. Rebel Clash got way less printing than Astral Radiance. Unless you were there and unless you could realistically experience the reprints, it's very difficult to gauge the magnitude of a reprint. I can confidently tell you Paldea Evolved was everywhere for the longest time. However, it was readily available because it had a demand. It was everywhere. Like, it was available, sure, but at the same time, it constantly kept getting reprints. It was constantly where there was blisters, ETBs, 3-pack blisters, booster boxes, whatever it was. It kept getting a lot of added supply. And then you look at Surging Sparks, and Surging Sparks has gone through a lot, man. Surging Sparks has had so many reprints. It is one of the few Scarlet and Violet sets to experience a booster box reprint. A lot of them didn't actually experience a booster box reprint. They actually just simply experienced a booster box restock. Surging Sparks is one of the few that actually received a reprint. And that's where it went up, and then it kind of tanked for a bit. But the thing is, it's a good set. It's really, really good. It has had blisters get restocked, as had everything get restocked and reprinted, and quite frankly, it's still doing really, really well. Why? Because it's a really good set. Now I'm going to talk about the subject of today's video, which is Prismatic Evolutions. I love talking about Prismatic Evolutions. It's a really, really interesting topic because you look at Destined Rivals and you go, oh my goodness, Destined Rivals is breaking new all-time highs. Yeah, hasn't received a reprint though. Like, obviously it's breaking all new all-time highs. It's a really good set and it hasn't received reprints. And you look at Prismatic, oh my goodness, Prismatic is absolutely crashing. Oh, those dance scalpers, those guys, they get what they deserve. Those investors, Well, okay, it's because it's gotten like 10 times the printing of any other set. I would say Prismatic Evolutions is probably the most reprinted item in its lifespan. So don't twist the words I just said. In the lifespan that's currently out, so it's about 9 months old. I believe that it is the most reprinted set in all of Pokemon in the first 9 months. So its entire lifespan, it'll probably be the most reprinted set of all of Pokemon. I'm pretty sure right now it's 151, but 151 received reprints, but in the first 9 months, it was nothing compared to Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions keeps getting reprints, but here's the beauty of it. Prismatic Evolutions, it keeps getting up. Like Pokemon reprint it, and it does nothing to the price, or maybe it slightly makes the price go lower, but it doesn't actually make the price tank. Now, here's the thing. Skip about a month later, Prismatic Evolutions, ETBs were like 100 on TCG Player. Now they're like 130, 140. So what people have looked at is they go, oh my goodness, this market is so strong. Look at Phantasmal Flames UPCs absolutely taking off. Look at Phantasmal Flames booster boxes taking off. Mega Evolution taking off. Decimal's taking off. Prismatic Evolutions taking off. Surging Sparks taking off. Whoa, 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 hang on. That is not fair. You cannot put Prismatic Evolutions in the topic of those others. Phantasmal Flames has gotten delays and is barely getting any printing because they literally don't have enough printers. Mega Evolutions has not had its full release because they had to delay it over and over again. Decimal's has not received a reprint. Surging Sparks is actually the exception. But all those other ones, you can't compare them. You can't look at Prismatic and put it in the same pile as those other ones because Prismatic is literally the only set that has gotten so many reprints. Is the only set that has gotten item after item after item after item come out, get restocked, get reprinted over and over and over again, and it's not doing anything to the price. It is literally doing nothing. The Umbreon as a PSA 10 is breaking new all-time highs. Every single item is doing absolutely phenomenal. They're actually getting pretty close to their all-time high. In fact, in Australia, Prismatic ETBs is about $20 in my convert to my local currency from reaching a new all-time high. ETBs in Australia is about like 170 to 180. I haven't checked the prices in the States, but I'm pretty sure it would be aligned with that or somewhat similar. So Prismatic ETBs in America are selling all the way up to 145 USD. It's about $20 under what it's selling for like here in Australia. But dude, you look at that and it's like, holy moly, this is a different ball game. Prismatic Evolutions is literally a different beast. And this is something I've been very vocal about with Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, I've said, hey, I genuinely believe Evolving Skies is miles ahead of any of the other sets. I believe, like, you look at Sun and Moon and you look at all of the sets and they're like roughly on par, right? Like, Unified Minds, Team Up, Unbroken Bonds, they're all roughly like the same like quality. The difference is that Team Up has just a little bit more like popular Pokemon inside, so it's a slight exception. But then you look at Cosmic Eclipse, in my opinion, Cosmic Eclipse is better than all of them. However, at the same time, you look at them and they're all roughly the same quality of booster boxes, right? They're all roughly the same quality sets. Then you look back at XY, they're all roughly the same. But you go to Sword and Shield and you look at Evolving Skies and you go like, oh my goodness, that thing is so much better than any other set in Sword and Shield. Any other set, it's so much better than all of them. It is miles ahead. It's not that it's a little bit better, it's 10 times better than any other set in Sword and Shield, right? That's something I've been really vocal about. Now, in my opinion, I think Prismatic Evolutions is the same, but for Scarlet and Violet, I think it is just miles ahead. The opening experience is so fun. You open it up, you have these beautiful looking artworks, the beautiful looking white packs. They look amazing. I love the artwork of the packs. They look very nice. The sealed products looks very nice. But you open it up and you've got Master Balls, Pokeballs, God packs, Demigod packs, Evolutions. Then you've got the Shinji Kanda artwork. It is a slam dunk. But here's the thing. It's the only set of the second part of Scarlet and Violet that has just gotten a redonkulous amount of reprints. So when you look at Destined Rivals and you see that it's doing absolutely phenomenal. When you look at Phantasmal Flames and Mega Evolutions and Black and White, or actually Black and White isn't doing that well, and you look at stats like that, and then you put Prismatic in the equation, you're not allowed to. No, you can't do it. I'm not letting you do that. No, 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 no. We're not letting that happen. Because Prismatic Evolutions, if it got the same printing as those other sets, the Elite Trainer boxes would be 250 USD each. The booster bundles would be like $100 each by now. The top chase inside would be like $2,000, like raw, and then it'd be like $6,000 as a 10. But guess what? The only reason it's not those prices is because it's received these massive amount of reprints. Now, what's my point of this? My point is that once all of these items go out of print, it's purely a free market. No one can intervene and no one can make more quantity. There's not going to be any more hitting supply. So what's going to happen is that the set is going to speak for itself. Prismatic Evolutions is going to be able to show its true potential and its true raw strength when it's out of print. The reason why is because the printing doesn't really matter once it goes out of print, provided it's a good set. Evolving Skies pretty much received the same printing as like Silver Tempest and a couple other Sword and Shield sets. It received pretty similar amounts of reprints. However, so they're pretty much like all on par, right? It's not like one got like 20 times more reprints than all of them. I guess Crown Zenith probably is the exception, but it's not really a booster box, so it doesn't really count. And technically it's not in Sword and Shields, it's not in the equation. But you look at Evolving Skies and it's like, because it's miles ahead, it does really, really well. Think about it. Card shops, they want to have Evolving Skies in store. When a card shop posts saying we have Evolving Skies in store, it does naturally well. When a streamer says that they have Evolving Skies or they're doing an Evolving Skies booster pack giveaway, guess which one does the absolute best for the algorithm? It's Evolving Skies. In fact, Evolving Skies is so successful that a lot of YouTubers put Evolving Skies as a hashtag, even if it has nothing to do with Evolving Skies, because it tickles the algorithm in a certain way where it'll be shown to more people. The same thing is going to happen with Prismatic Evolutions. However, its true strength will only be displayed after it's out of print. But guess what? Once it's out of print, the price will be nowhere near the price it is now. And also you will question yourself saying, hey, am I too late? The most posted question of all of subreddits, the most questions I'm going to get asked in a couple of years is going to be, Sam, am I too late on a Prismatic Evolutions? That's going to be a question. Sam, I should have bought. Sam, it's $140 on Elite Trainer box. Well, it was. I should have bought then. Because it was $100. Okay, you ignored it. Well, provided you did ignore it. If you did ignore it, now it's $140. What should you do? Buy it. Buy it. It's a $40 difference. It's going to be a $1,000 Elite Trainer box eventually. Now, that's really shooting for the stars. But eventually it will be. Let's just say $500. It'll be $500 in the coming years, right? Okay, it's going to be $500. So then that $40 difference is going to be completely irrelevant. I believe that the Prismatic SBC is going to overtake most UPCs, to be honest. Not because the promo inside is good, which I actually have one, which is pretty sick, but I believe the promo is like okay. It's not amazing, it's not the worst, it's just kind of whatever, but it's the fact that it's a prismatic item, that's the fact that it has the most prismatic packs out of any item. I think that will naturally shoot the price upwards because the packs will be so expensive. In the future, Prismatic Evolutions is going to be a hashtag people use to push out videos. Prismatic Evolutions is going to be a selling factor. If someone does a Prismatic Evolutions giveaway, it is going to bring in a bunch of people because those people are going to swarm, hoping they can win that item because it is going to be extremely desired in the future. You look at all these items, you'll see them all breaking new all-time highs, but notice that Prismatic Evolutions got more printing than all of them combined. And yeah, it's making the same gains all of the other ones are, or maybe a little bit less. But it's not as much as Death and Rivals, but the fact that it's received probably 5+ times the printing that Death and Rivals has, I mean, dude, if they got the same printing, Prismatic ETBs would be like $200 or like $300 by now if it got the same printing as Death and Rivals. But it didn't. It got way more. But that supply will get eaten up once it goes out of print. I talk about Prismatic Evolutions a lot. I'm not going to stop talking about it until I'm no longer confident on it.